Hey everybody, this is Josh. I just wanted to pop in at the beginning of the episode real quick to let you guys know that we have solved our audio quality issues with the quarantine sessions. Starting episode 4, you'll hear a lot better audio quality, pretty close to the standard that you guys expect from us when we're recording our regular show. So thank you for bearing with us. The quarantine sessions are a lot of fun for all of us, so we hope you're enjoying them, and we hope you'll continue to enjoy them. One other thing is that our podcast is going to be part of the 15th Annual Podcast Award nomination process. So in order to help us get nominated for the Podcast Award, just go to podcastawards.com, podcastawards.com, and nominate our podcast, Are We Dead Yet?, for a nomination spot in the People's Choice Awards for podcasts. You'll see our name there. You should be able to select us from the link from the list, and it would mean a lot if our audience could come together and support us and nominate us in this category, because we do this all for you. So go to podcastawards.com, nominate our show, and help spread the word. So let's get into the episode. As the world found itself in the grips of a pandemic, as businesses shuttered, as people stayed indoors, and as gaming groups could no longer meet in person, one story was set aside for now. But another story has come to take its place. These are the quarantine sessions.
Cool. So picking up where we left off from the last time, you guys had returned from what did you return from doing?
We killed a frost giant.
That's right. You went to
The
Tomb of a
undead
Giants.
frost
Yep.
giant.
And you went to collect a flower, which Grandmaster Perry immediately used to brew himself some tea. And so here we are standing there post tea consumption, and he beckons you all to a back door. He says, I want to show you guys the rest of the compound, he says. Could everyone roll me a perception real quick? Or actually, I take that back. What is everyone's passive?
13.
14.
10.
14.
I'm actually surprised I have 10.
14 was the highest?
Is 14 really the highest?
That is something else. Cool, yeah, so I guess none of you actually notices until it's too late, but Perry turns around, and as you guys go to follow him out towards this back door, you hear a sudden bang and turn around to see a puff of smoke and lights from right next to the table you guys were all surrounding. And as the smoke kind of clears, all of you comes to realize that Shay is missing. Perry looks very curiously over at the puff of smoke, and he goes, "Oh, well, that's what you get for touching things that don't belong to you. Don't worry, friends. She will. She'll be just fine. Probably be back. Sometime soon."
What was that?
Oh, don't worry about it. She's just like I said. That's what you get for meddling with things.
Mental note. Do not touch things.
Well, maybe just ask first. I mean, is it really that hard? Now, come, friends. I want to show you the rest of this grand place. And he beckons you to this this just really basic man-made or man-sized wooden door on the back of this tower castle. And as he opens it up, it opens up back into more plains behind the castle, and for about a mile long back, a giant stone wall surrounding some grounds in the castle, and what looks like a small village, bustling with people all working and moving about it, just residing back here. Approaching the tower, it's clear that there has to be more magic at use here to keep it secluded, as you would have never seen this from approaching it from any angle. As he kind of leads you about the town, you see like it's just made up of several different kinds of like tents, makeshift buildings of all varying sizes. Some of them to run little small shops and businesses. Some of them for housing. Towards the back, you notice a few farmhouses and a bit of field separated into different categories for growing food and livestock. And so, as he's leading you through town, Perry kind of explains and he goes, I have slowly created this place over the years as a safe haven for creatures of all kind, displaced families, weary travelers, and just people learning to get back up on their feet.
And
It's much.
as Perry says that, Chip's gonna be like, "Oh, you have creatures of all kinds here." Chip likes.
Oh, you are a fellow man of the world, I see.
A connoisseur, I might say.
Oh well, whatever tickles your fancy is whatever I say, you know. Um,
You're tickling my fancy right now.
um, he blushes a little bit, and as he kind of leads back into the conversation, he goes, "As you can see, most of the people around here they remain fairly self-sufficient. Everyone taking turns on different jobs and tasks around here, trading the positions around to keep it interesting. Um, and in case you couldn't tell, there's an extensive amount of magic here in order to keep it safe from people outside. You know, it can be a cruel world sometimes, and I think these people deserve a fair shot." Oh yeah. So Perry exclaims that he has someone that he wants you all to meet, and he leads you kind of to a back corner, to a slightly larger tent. Um, and out front is a dwarf smithing away over a fire. This dwarf is he looks very old, very leathered face. His silvered hair and beard all tied up and back. You can see several burnt hair ends protruding from his entire face. And Perry introduces him. He goes, "Everyone, I would like you to meet Ford Hammerstone, our local blacksmith." He kind of nods to each one of you, and then his eyes land on you, Lumi, and they kind of open as wide as they can from this squinty position they seem stuck in. And he goes, "My words, are you the blacksmith, Lumi?"
Yeah. I once trained as a blacksmith with the guilds of the north.
You have symbols of your blacksmithing symbol on your weapon, don't you?
Yes.
He
Yeah, and
points to your. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say yeah. I'll flash it up to him. Yeah.
He gets really excited and he dives into his tent, and you hear a bunch of rummaging around, and he comes out and he brings out a hammer that you immediately recognize, with your crest built into the side of it. And he goes, "Finest damn hammer I've ever wielded, outside of any of my own make, that is. It's
Oh,
a fine craft, me boy."
thank you, thank you. What what say you and I talk about maybe doing a trade later? I'd love to get that particular piece back in my possession at some point.
Oh, I'd I'd rather not, if that's be permitted. I do enjoy this piece quite well. I've wielded it for quite some time here.
Okay. Well, hey, let's
But
maybe
here, how
sometime
about
let's get together for a drink and we'll talk the craft. How about that?
maybe I trade you this as like for fair trade. And he pulls out the glaive that he was just hammering away at. It's a nice, smooth, finished handle, freshly sharpened blade. You can barely see where it is welded into the handles there. And he goes, "For you."
Oh. Well, thank you, young man.
Oh no, it's a pleasure. It's all mine. Um, while you wield that glaive, it is a +1, and you may summon it as a bonus action.
Ooh. Groovy.
Perry turns to you and he goes, "It's funny that you should mention talking the craft. I had a favor to ask you. It would appear our resident blacksmith here, Ford, is looking to retire. And how did you put it? Travel the lands in the countryside in his last few years. I was hoping, while under my employ here, you would be willing to take up the task, as a temporary position until I find a more permanent replacement. What do you
Uh,
say?"
well, I have sworn an oath not to build any more weapons of war until I've recovered all the ones I've already created and destroyed them. So I can blacksmith you like some horseshoes, some tools, maybe a shovel, but won't be able to do any weapons.
Oh, we don't have much need for weapons around here, as you can tell. There's nothing to really fight off. Um, no, it would just be for some of the local work around here is all.
Oh yeah, totally. Then I'm game. I'm down. Let's do it.
Splendid. Let me lead. We will get you started here in the next few days. Once Ford gets himself all sent on his adventure there. Please let me lead you to your new living quarters. Um, he leads you. It's just a 2-minute jaunt across the makeshift roads that they have through here, to like a medium-sized tent in what looks like a living block, residential, I guess. Um, and as he opens up or as he parts it for you, what you see inside is like uh, living quarters for you guys, each all separated by like little makeshift half stone walls. Um, each little squared off area comes with like just a really basic bunk desk chair setup and like a place to hang your gear and some personal effects. Um, Perry beckons you inside and he goes, "Please make yourselves comfortable, get yourself set, and when you're all ready, feel free to meet me in the library and we'll have a good conversation and about your next venture." And he takes off pretty hurriedly back to the tower. What do you guys want to do?
Anyone else getting kind of a weird vibe?
Oh, I feel he's just a little eccentric.
Chip is always excited. That's my vibe.
Yeah, I kind of picked that one up.
Tamu's gonna look up from scribbling in his journal all the shit we've been seeing, and be like, "Huh? Oh, he's gone. Oh well, is this our tent then?"
Yeah, this is where we're staying, I guess.
Right. I'll take this corner. And he's gonna just huddle up in the corner and get back to his note taking.
Are there bunk beds, David?
No, each of them is like a single cot.
Okay.
So sort of just like realizing the sleeping situation now, Chip's just gonna kind of be like, "Oh, no, this won't do. I need my own room."
I think we get what we can, little man.
No, you don't understand. I need my own room, guys.
Dare I ask why?
It's not for
No.
my comfort, it's for yours.
I have a terrible time sleeping. Everything bothers me. I need my own room. I'll deal with it later, though.
Hey, lizard man.
Yes,
You're a sneaky sort, right?
you could say as such.
how let's step outside the tent for a minute. Give these guys some privacy. I want to ask you about something.
See his head fin kind of flush a bit in excite curiosity, and he steps outside with you. What can I do for you?
Well, look, man, it's about that hammer that blacksmith showed us. I need that hammer really bad. Could you steal it for me?
Is he bad?
No. He won't give me my hammer.
Well, I don't typically how do you flesh things put it? I don't do bad things to good people.
Well, here's the thing. That hammer can be used to do bad things to people, and I can't allow that. You know what I mean?
I mean, you don't even know the guy. Is he bad?
I don't know, but better safe than sorry.
How about this? And Uhar puts a hand on your shoulder. You find that out, and maybe I'll steal it for you.
Okay, fair enough. And then I'll just turn around and go back in the tent.
Anything Chip and Tanu, right?
Tamu.
Tamu, like Shamu, but with the T. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything Chip and Tamu want to do / discuss before their friends re-enter the tent?
So Chip's probably left the tent and he's just kind of out walking about looking for anything or anyone that catches his eyes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Tamu hasn't noticed.
Playing up the horny bard trope hard, are we?
Hey, Chip is a connoisseur of fine goods as well as fine people, so it could be a tent selling a nice, I don't know, rug or something, and he'd probably buy it.
Fair enough.
So Chip is perusing the village. Tamu, what were you doing?
He hasn't noticed anyone's left.
You're just scribbling away in your journal.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay. Chip, roll me a D100.
Let's do it. 38.
All right. So you are, what was that passive perception of yours again?
10.
10. Goddamn. So you're pretty focused on chasing some tail right now. So you don't really notice too much of what's actually around in the village. You do make out, some more housing, what looks like some kind of shops for different, various goods. More than you would expect for a makeshift place like this. And as you're wandering around town, about 20 minutes or so, your eyes land on a very tall, handsome, tiefling male. The sides of his head all faded up and his hair slicked back around his or in between his horns, which just protrude up a few inches from his head as he's mid conversation with a lady who looks like a farmhand.
And so Chip's going to slick his toupee back, suck his gut in, rudely butt the farmhand out of the way and say, "Greetings, your horns are making me horny."
That's your line?
That's the line.
That's your line. Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god. What's the number?
21.
Yeah. Okay, God, I gotta think of what he's gonna do. He doesn't say anything. You're a halfling, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
barely scraping
Cool.
3 feet
So,
here.
so you walk in. You literally like hip check this woman out of the way, and you utter these words, and he just kind of looks down at you with like a look of the audacity of you, and then after hearing your line, he kind of smirks a little bit, and he tilts his head back and leads you around the corner behind some tents. Roll me a d20.
Am I gonna get robbed?
Always a possibility.
Always a possibility.
About 10 minutes go by, a little bit of yelling and some flashes from what people around the area would assume is fire. You come out looking like you definitely had a new experience. Bits of your hair are singed a little bit. You're missing a layer of clothing up top there, and the tiefling male just fixes up his collar really quick as he walks out of the alleyway and goes about his business.
And Chip's going to take his toupee off and hide it in like a barrel or something, and then pull a fresh one out of his bag. And when Chip returns to the party, his hairline is significantly further forward than when he left.
Lumi pays no mind.
And he's still, we'll say he's still like smoldering slightly as well.
Uhar says, you should really look into getting that rat on your head under control.
Excuse me? What did you say?
Oh, the rat on your head.
This?
It's actually starting to smell roasted now.
You're calling my hair a rat? Are you insulting the Chip?
No, I'm smelling him from all the way over here.
Oh, so now I smell bad.
I don't smell no rats, and I'm believe me, I know rats. Meow.
Okay. I didn't get that until you meowed.
So, Sherman, give me an intelligence saving throw.
Are you about to vicious mockery my ass?
Give me an intelligence saving throw.
10.
I'm sorry, but you fail. And Chip stares deep into your eyes, and you sort of like feel yourself becoming uneasy and changing realities as you're suddenly in a box full of clowns, and all you hear is carnival music.
Sits there calmly. This is hell.
By the way, no one else can see that. He's just standing there or doing whatever he was doing.
I take a seat in the middle of wherever we are.
In the tent.
And I'm just like, look, like my head's absent-mindedly bobbing to this shitty ass carnival music, and it's just like, yeah, this is hell.
And then the clowns begin chanting, "Don't mess with the chipster."
Is that Phantasmal Killer or something like that?
Phantasmal Force, yeah.
Thankfully, it's one of those he can choose as to whether it is actually harmful or not.
David, point of order. It's still like late at night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lumi's just gonna go to sleep.
You just want to go to bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
And after exactly 60 seconds, Chip's gonna break concentration on this and then attempt to go to bed as well.
Just gonna settle for your shared room.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Anyone else? All going to sleep?
Yep.
Yeah. As everyone's going to bed, I would like to roll to hide.
To hide?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I believe that beats everybody's passive perception. So, in the middle of the night, I would like to take some of the.
Hey, Zach, what's the number for the listening public?
I rolled a 14 for
Cool.
my stealth, which I believe beats everybody's passive perception.
14 is
It meets mine.
Oh, okay, well, so in the middle of the night, I would like to get up, and from my pack, I would like to take some of my snacks and lay them around Chip's head.
Some of
And
your
this is
what?
my snacks, which is an assortment of fingers, bugs,
Oh,
Stuff lizard folk would eat.
and like a little bit of like swamp weed or something like that.
okay.
And he like lays it in a perfect little crown around your head, and then goes back to sleep giggling. Or I guess hissing is more close to what it actually is.
Tamu, you're the only person who would have noticed this unless you were asleep.
No, Tamu's sleeping.
Sleeping, perfect. So you get away with this and you go to sleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. You guys have a nice peaceful slumber, and you wake up. I don't know, whenever you want to wake up.
Early morning.
Early morning it is. When you do wake up, you wake up to the sounds of bustling around the village, and the smell of food.
Lumi gets up, runs outside, and starts doing his exercises.
Perfect.
Tamu will do his morning meditations.
In your corner.
Yep.
Okay.
My happy little monk corner.
Uhar is going to see about getting some of that food.
Perfect.
Chip wakes up and begins throwing a tantrum about the fingers and bugs in his bed. But Chip believes that they are there because the bed is dirty and not because someone
Oh.
retaliated.
That's funny.
Um,
Okay, so Lumi, you step outside to do your stretches. Tamu is meditating in his corner, Chip loudly complaining, and Ulhar, you step outside to find the food. The smells lead you down one of the makeshift roads, and you realize there is what looks like a large tent with some long tables and several chairs set up next to them underneath it. And you see several people lining up around one building with trays to collect food for the morning for themselves, breakfast.
Awesome. What kind of foods are there?
Just some basic stuff. You have some kind of bacon. You're not really sure what creature it comes from, but it's all done up. You have a kind of porridge style um, thing available for you, and I don't know, biscuits.
And biscuits.
I'm gonna say biscuits.
Uhar is going to ask one of the cooks, where did this bacon come from?
Something that was alive and isn't now. And if I'm being honest with you, it's best not to ask.
Oh, I'm interested.
How about you just take yourself a bite there and enjoy it? Here, take an extra slice even.
I don't need to. I was actually more curious as to where its bones were. Such things
Oh.
are easily discarded by most, and I at least like to relieve such waste.
Well then, I suppose if you went down to one of the farmhouses, you could ask what they do with them after the creatures are slaughtered. I guess.
Excellent.
So did you want the bacon or?
Whatever plate he had in front of him, he passes off to the person on the end of the line and says, "Thank you. Have a good morning."
Okay.
And then he makes his way down to the butcher place,
Okay.
and he'll get his breakfast there.
What are you looking for exactly?
Uh,
Like raw meat? Is that what you're looking for?
Not necessarily raw meat, just the easily cast aside stuff. Your average American hot dog meal.
Oh God,
Oh,
pre congealing.
Lips and buttholes.
all right. You're gonna give me a persuasion check.
Ooh. -2. Hey! Yeah, I have a 7 in my charisma, so
Solid.
I'm surprised that made it.
17. All right.
Oh yeah, sorry. I need to get used to actually calling it out because we're actually doing a podcast again. Haha.
Haha.
Yeah, I rolled a 17 for my persuasion. My line is pretty much the same, and I go to the butcher and I'm like, I don't want to waste. I prefer to consume that which is not waste or which can be wasted.
Yeah, so we're gonna fast check this like just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
So you make your way across the town, and you find, after a little bit of investigating, you find the farmhouse responsible for slaughtering creatures for food and whatnot. And after a brief conversation, which seems to be pretty awkward on the farmhand's side, he leads you back to a shack with all of the disposable parts from the animals. And you guys are making my wife give me a weird ass look right now. So thank you for this, because this is very out of context. Um,
Perfect.
yeah, and he says that they use them for like feeding or for luring creatures in, bait, traps, or typically they just dispose of it all. And he just lets you have at it because it'll save him the time and hassle.
Sounds great. That's what I'm here for.
Is this like a Scrooge McDuck level of like meat parts?
Full dive into it.
Glad someone got that reference.
But yeah, that's what I do with my morning.
All right.
Did we get a reward from Perry? Like monetary?
Not at the end of the session.
No, not officially.
I think that was our tryout, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our introductory course.
That was reading the syllabus.
Here's our mission statement. A mission.
So after my limbering up, I'm gonna drop by the blacksmith area and sort of start poking around for where that dwarf is.
Tamu will tag along.
Okay. The shop is closed up. It looks all dark inside. No one seems to be around.
Okay. Is it a tent or is it more like a building?
It's like a shack / tent.
Okay. So I'm gonna pound on the door a little bit, just to make sure.
Okay.
Just be like, hey,
Yeah. No replies. Nothing.
cool. Oh man, I think I know what I'm gonna do. No, how's a 10 to kick the door in?
Sorry, talking to wife. You rolled a 10 to kick the door in.
Yeah.
I will say that meets. Yeah. So you kick the door in.
Okay.
It's a pretty shoddy, like wooden door. Then it's not even locked. So.
Tamu's be like, whoa, man, chill out. What are you doing?
Oh,
He sets his foot to do the forceful push and it just opens.
Tamu, I actually didn't even notice you tagged along. I just Grandmaster Perry said to come down and start, helping out with the blacksmith, so I kind of wanted to familiarize with myself with the shop. So I just thought, come on in. How you doing?
Oh, all right. Well, I'm looking for weapons, man.
Oh well, come on in. We'll get you set up. I think. Just no killing with any innocent people with these. Okay.
Oh, for sure, man. You know me.
Um, David, I'm going to proceed on in and start looking like I'm tidying up the place now that I know I have an audience with me.
Okay. You walk in. Outside is it's a small kind of work area where you saw Ford working in earlier. It has all your basic blacksmith essentials. In the back, there's a small bit of grounds where a shack where he keeps materials and a few extra tools for the craft. And the tent, the back part of it is uh of the actual building part is like the makeshift tent part that I was talking about, and it's a small bench for smaller crafts and whatnot, and some of the personal things that he would keep on him or bring with him to work.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of just like busy myself around, like look for like some weapons to show Tamu, and like totally like taking on like the shopkeeper mentality of being a blacksmith.
Okay.
I'll grab like an
True.
apron.
Yeah, true to Perry's word, there aren't a lot of weapons in here. Um, you find, let's see. I'm going to say you find two long swords.
Okay. And I'll show them to Tamu like, oh look, I guess this is what we got so far. Got this one long sword here, very fine edge, very nice craftsmanship. Little imbalanced, but that's okay, not a big deal. Uh, this other long sword here, a little duller, a little dull, but we can fix that right up. Not a problem, not a problem. Also, I think we got some shovels over there, some ice picks over there, maybe
So, are these like yours now?
I'm just here helping out, so I think I can sell you these. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Because I don't got a lot of money right now.
Well, let's say you bring me something equal in value of trade. Say a hammer with this symbol on it, and I'll show him my symbol. I think that would be. I think
uh,
that'd be a great trade.
all right, that's weirdly specific, but radical, man. I'll keep my eye out.
Yeah,
And
I think I saw one actually with the old blacksmith that's fixing to leave here pretty soon.
oh yeah, well, I came here looking for him, and so well, I'll be off then. And Tammy's going to turn around and walk out, and he's going to ask around for the best place to acquire a longbow.
You're looking for a longbow?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually have one of those.
Um, you poke around the village for a little bit trying to find this longbow. You do find a few shops. Um, the term loosely based. It's mostly goods made up of the that people can make here in the compound, or some stuff that they just happen across in trade or find in travels. Um, but you do not find anything in the way of weapons.
All right. Well, Tamu would just make his way back to the breakfast line, grab his food, and
Okay.
then head to the tent.
Cool.
I'm very nervous about that 19 that David rolled.
What are you talking about?
Nothing at all.
Um, cool. So Tamu goes, collects himself some breakfast, and goes back to the tent. Anyone do anything else with their morning?
Yes,
What's that?
Chip is going to look for Perry
Okay.
after he overeats at the breakfast buffet.
Cool. You grab yourself some breakfast and you go wandering uh, around the. You just wander the village, or do you head into the tower?
Um, he's gonna kind of like wander the village for 15 minutes, asking if anyone's seen Perry. And after 2 or 3 people say no, he's gonna go straight to the tower and just start looking for Perry there.
Okay. Um, as you do head into the tower, you recall that Perry said when you all were ready, he would be waiting for you in the library. So you make your way there first. First off, it takes you a minute to find it, as you haven't actually wandered this tower very much. You make your way back in, and you find a set of stairs that go to wind up it, and it takes you to a second floor. And there's another platform there where either the stairs continue to go up, or there's a doorway. And as you look in the doorway, you see a very large library. Um, the size of the room, which expands past the known walls of the tower you are currently inside, each of them lined top to bottom with shelves full of books, scrolls, maps, and any other kind of document that you can imagine. And you see Perry frantically tossing books around, um, muttering to himself about trying to find the right one.
Ah, yes. Perry, it's me, Chip.
Oh yes, my Chip, my friend. What can I do
Yes,
for you?
yes. About our sleeping arrangement. You would never, well, maybe you would because you're having us sleep in a tent outside. But I found bugs in my bed this morning and I am really not satisfied with that.
Oh, that's quite unfortunate. Did you maybe take some snacks to bed? I heard that tends to attract some creatures. You know, that's probably not a good thing to do. Keep your area tidy. That always helps. And worst case scenario, we could always, get an exterminator out there to take care of the problem.
What?
Exterminator, this is just you send a guy out there, someone with a bit of fire, exterminate all the bugs. Exterminator.
Oh, well, the bugs were dead. I just assumed that I didn't notice them when I went to bed last night. These beds are filthy. They're bugs, little like I don't know, like meat snacks or something. I don't know what they were.
Meat
Just all over
snacks.
my bed.
That's quite an interesting problem. Have you considered maybe that you were sleepwalking and brought them to bed yourself?
Ha,
Maybe you enjoy meat snacks.
the chip doesn't sleepwalk.
Well, I'm not sure what to tell you, friend. Nobody else in the compound seems to have this problem.
Well,
I will be happy to look into it for you if you should so ask. But
I'd like to request that I'm given my own room with my own bed with no bugs. You have me here because I'm the best, right? I need to be treated like I'm the best.
well, to be fair, you will be fairly compensated for all of your work around here. And I have provided the same living quarters that are available for any person who chooses to take residence here.
This isn't the end of this. And then Chip's gonna leave the library, but then realize that he's supposed to meet Perry in the library, so he's gonna awkwardly go back into the library and then quietly sit down.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything? Anyone going to make their way to the library?
um, after breakfast, Uhar is going to go back to the tent, collect his meat snacks, leave no trace, and then head to the library.
Okay. Lumi?
Lumi's gonna take a quick glance around, look for my hammer. But if I don't see it, like just a quick glance, then I will scribble out a quick note on like the counter that just says like, "Hey, stopped by to start my first day. Didn't see you. I'll check back later. Bye, Lumi."
Okay.
Tamu's gonna finish his breakfast and then make his way to the library.
Perfect. So I believe that's everybody. So I'm going to say you all head into the library there. Lumi, you are the last person to enter. And as Perry sees you, and he goes, "Ah, friend, good morning. I hear you were quite eager to start your new task down at the blacksmith shop."
Oh yeah, yeah. I got so excited. I just kind of rushed the door. Like I didn't even think to like open it like a normal person. I just boot right in and just was like ready to go. I actually tried to sell Tamu a couple long swords I found, but he didn't have he didn't want them. So
Ah, yes, that's quite the interesting story there. Uh, but perhaps maybe you wait until we initiate you into the position.
Oh, is there like a like a club fee? Is there like a
Well, people breaking into buildings when others aren't seemingly around, it just tends to look a little, uh, not pleasant.
no harm done. I just I was just excited. You know how you get excited.
Well, I hope you retain that excitement when you return to repair the door that you broke.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't realize it was broken. Oops. You would think a blacksmith would notice when things get broken, but apparently I'm just a silly kitty. Meow.
He turns the conversation to a task for you guys. Um, he talks about he. Now, how about this? Okay, so he turns the conversation to a task for you guys to complete for him, and he pulls out a cup of the tea that you saw him brew um, the night before, and he goes, "I may have found a medicinal application for this, but I just seem to lack the proper spells in order to make it happen. That's where you guys are going to come in." He summons a large map to him from the other side of the room, and he throws it down on the table in front of him and points to a ravine west of your guys' location. And he goes, "Right here, a friend of mine seems to have found an old necromancer's lair. Uh, I believe that some of his spell book may reside there, and it may contain something that I can use for this tea. And I want you guys to go get it."
Okay.
Sounds like a really bad idea.
Oh well, he's supposedly dead, so there shouldn't really be a problem there. It's just a
Yeah,
quick
yeah.
in, grab it, get out.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Supposedly dead is not confirmed dead.
I'm not worried about the probably dead necromancer. I'm worried about the evil that's in that book.
The chipsters dealt with necromancers before, and once a necromancer's dead, they typically stay dead. So we got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, it's just supposedly implies that it's a rumor, and rumors are like buttholes.
Well, it is why I hired such strong and capable adventurers. A necromancer should be no problem for the four of you.
Well, what are we waiting for? It's time for the chipster to be a hero again. I'll slay whatever's in that tomb just like I slayed that zombie frost giant.
Uh, credit still goes to Tamu on that one.
That's not what my book says.
I haven't seen you write anything.
I haven't written it yet. I'm going to, though.
Oh, you're writing a book too? Awesome.
Yeah.
Is it like a moment to moment account, or is it going to be a retelling? Or
It's a autobiography.
awesome, you gotta let me read it, dude, when you're done.
Yeah, and since you're writing a book, perhaps you could talk to me sometime. Maybe I'll give you some pointers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure, absolutely. How about right now?
I'm not prepared for that right now. Maybe we'll talk another time about this.
Sure.
But anyways, my main concern about this necromancer's book is that it's inherently bad. Why do you think it'll do you any good, Mr. Perry?
Oh, well, just because someone uses magic for bad doesn't inherently make the magic bad.
Knowledge is merely a tool. It's up to the person that uses it.
What the turtle said.
So where is this creepy book?
Oh, it's right here, and he points to the map. If you turn your attention to the map, you notice that it leads you to a ravine, probably half a day's walk across the plains from here. And Perry goes, you will find a small entrance in the side of the cliff wall there in the ravine. I'm not sure how you get in, but you guys will figure it out. Any questions?
Yeah, where's Shay?
Well, if you're going to continue asking me that, I suppose I'll give you the best answer I can. She went messing with a globe there, tampering with it, touching it, and as far as I know, coming in direct contact with it automatically transports you to what I assume is another plane of existence. I haven't actually gone there yet, so I can't tell you what resides there, but I have seen some things come back.
Oh, sorry I asked.
Sorry.
Don't worry, if your friend is half as capable as she says she is, then she'll be just fine. Anything else?
Nah, let's get one of those magical carriages and let's go.
Oh, magical carriages are all used up for the day. You're gonna you're gonna have to do this one by foot. Have a good walk. And Perry gathers up a couple scrolls and rushes his way out of the library.
Full ditch.
This guy's gonna kill us. I just know it.
I think that's the plan.
Well, shall we?
Yeah,
Lead
let's
the way.
get to move on.
I'm gonna pick up the map and head towards the front door and head out.
You guys are all geared up and you're just gonna head out?
I guess so, yeah.
Perfect. It sounds like a plan. You guys take the map, you head out on your walk. It's kind of a gloomy, overcast day, a little bit windy out. But overall, it's a pretty straightforward walk. Nothing exciting happens. You guys maybe have conversation amongst yourselves or stay silent. I don't really know at this point. Yeah, and after, like Perry says, about half a day, you're into the late afternoon at this point. Um, the ravine comes into sight, and I'm going to. No, I'm not, because your passives were highest was a 14, right?
I corrected mine. It's actually a 16.
A 16.
Mhm.
Then perfect. So, Uhar, as you guys approach the edge of your side of the ravine here, you notice that just a couple hundred feet to your right is a rope bridge. Um, looks like it's missing a few steps, kind of dingy looking, but it extends all the way to the other side. And a little bit below it, probably 50 feet down the rock face, is the entrance that Perry described.
Hey everybody, this is Josh just popping in here at the end of the episode to let you know to go to our website, oneuppodcast.com. There you'll find our cast members page where you can learn all about our cast members of Are We Dead Yet? Or you can check out my short stories that I've been writing throughout the year. Go to oneuppodcast.com, click on short stories, and you'll find those there. We're going to be bringing you a lot of great content throughout 2020, so be sure to stay tuned. And make sure to leave us a review on iTunes. That really helps the show out, lets people know that people are excited about what we're making, and it'll help us gauge the interest of the audience for more stuff in the future. So go to iTunes, look up Are We Dead Yet? And leave us a review. And we'll see you in 2 weeks with another episode of the show. Bye.